doing, folks? Surprise, surprise, the crazy's only getting crazier and faster, and wow. So just some things I want to touch on. These are more kind of just, again, scenarios that people may want to look out for, or things that I'm seeing. And so a lot of people are talking about the new cars. I touched on it a little bit a few videos back. But the whole new cars thing, I told my wife, a while ago, I'll never buy a new car as long as I live, which isn't a big problem because I've never owned a new car as long as I've lived. So, but yeah. So people are talking about all this tech, the surveillance tech they're putting in it, the kill switches, and the kicker is, again, that's what I talked about. It's mandatory this year by law that all new cars have to have this stuff in it. And, this is one way to point out to those that still think the electronic panopticon, total surveillance, total control, the Great Reset, you'll own nothing and be happy, is real. Is real. Otherwise, why would they codify this technology into law? Because otherwise, people are so sick of it all because there's so many computers in these cars, and we all know how well computers just always run and never glitch out and cause problems. At your desk, it's one thing. You may have a tight deadline or whatever. On the highway at 80 miles an hour, you may be the deadline. Flat line. Not to mention all of the biometric reading and scanning it's doing, so if it thinks you're drunk, it won't let you start the car. Never mind that your child just broke their arm and you're in a frenzy trying to get them to the hospital, and so you're a little erratic and not your normal self, and the car thinks you're drunk and won't let you start your car. Well, don't worry, you can just call an ambulance and pay a $8,000, $10,000, $15,000 bill. So, but the good news, there's good news, because you'll own nothing and be happy. When they say be happy, what they really mean, that's just their usual double nice speak for you'll own nothing and like it. You'll act like you're happy about it, or you'll be sorry. See, because we got this little social credit score system. And eventually, if you're constantly not happy, we'll just boot you out of the system. And then probably the same rich slimeball demonic fucks that sport hunt people now, will probably get to do it to you then, too. They'll just use drones and robot dogs. So we got that going for us, which is nice. What else do we got? So I'm seeing the groundwork being laid. The other day I see this. Again, always the usual suspects, usual players. So Anthropic apparently gets booted out as the government-sponsored AI because they won't go along with targeting people in war. So they get kicked out just in time for Palantir to rush right in and save the day. Shocker! After they got all our data through Doge. So, who knows when they'll be targeting us? So, they've got this Mythos AI, supposedly this super AI, that only select people were supposed to have access to, but shocker, some group gained access to it. So now they're putting out all these warnings about how it can mess with central banking, power grids. These are the things they're naming. It's not my conspiracy theory. all the things they've been warning us about, the cyber attacks, banking system totally collapsing, gotta have an excuse for that great reset. So it'll be Iranian hackers, or do we already got Iran sucked in to the pipe plan world war? Is it going to be China? Who's going to do this one? And again, it may be a combination of all of it. I've expected all of it for a long time. Speaking of AI, I was just watching a video from Rich, and he was talking about, someone said something about all the water they're using. And water has memory, and maybe they're using it to, read all the memory since back in time to break through the firmament. It's a theory. Can't even speculate on whether it's possible, plausible, or not. What I can speculate on is these data centers, if that's what they are, big ass computers are one, like I've spoken about before. They're changing the entire money system. They've already got a bill out to confiscate anyone they deem fit their Bitcoin. They could be mining the crap out of Bitcoin right now. So that could be one thing. There's several things, but if this AI is anything what they say, not the AI we see, but they claim is running things that none of them know how it works, but it just works in their favor always. I guess that's what happens when you sell your soul to their pappy, right? If it's capable of even half the stuff they claim, this AI, I think I've talked about it on videos before, it will know everything that's ever been put on the internet about it's literally the all-seeing eye. It can tap into every surveillance camera. So, definitely from smartphone time to super surveillance cameras everywhere time, it's anything you've been on video for that's digitized and on the internet for as long as it's been on there, they will know everything about you. Everything about you. So they don't need the water to do that, to read the memory of the water. They just need to read their panopticon surveillance system. If the AI can gather and process data, the super AIs they talk about, it's gonna be like someone knowing every secret you have, every little thing you've done with this phone for the last 10, 15, 20 years, whatever. And this Antichrist would be able to tell you things about yourself that you thought no one else knew, almost like they're God. So the depths and the craziness this whole stuff could go to, it's almost like it will lead men's hearts to fail from fear. It's really looking like it's go time. It's going to get ugly. Watch all these economy videos about the cars. We're being priced out of the car market. Something has to happen. No. That's why all this tech and all this, that's for all the good credit score little sheeple. We aren't going to have cars anymore. You might as well start looking up what surveillance tech and what kind of licensing and registration you're going to have to do for those little electric scooters and bikes that are in all the Democrat liberal run cities that you can, swipe your little card and rent it for a while. Rent it. Because remember, you'll own nothing and you better act like you're happy about it. That's your transportation from now on. So start worrying about what surveillance tech they're going to have on those bad boys. We don't get cars anymore. We're not accidentally being priced out of the market. The world economy isn't accidentally being destroyed. it still amuses me and blows my mind at the same time to this day. All these brilliant talking heads that actually think this stuff is organic and okay. Denial ain't just a river in Egypt. Keep your head stuck up your ass. None so blind as those that will not see. And we got a lot of blind, deaf people around here. So, again, that line, men's hearts will fail, got into my head. So I went and I started reading Luke 21. And that is really the chapter that it's like, it's kind of, man, you could get into a real mind job trying to figure out, is Luke 21 in the book of Revelation prophecy predicting, because I think, honestly, what I think is going down is the elite, the fallen, the whatever, are using the book of Revelation as like a playbook, trying to bring in their new world order and usher in their Antichrist, the Messiah. But are they doing that because the book of Revelation's like making them do that? Or would they have done that in the book of Revelation's just prophesying what's to look for? They're seeing the plan unfold and telling us. Like, armies will be surrounding Jerusalem. Is that going on right now? And Jerusalem will be destroyed. Just like the Pike letter says, Israel and Islam will mutually destroy each other. Effectively. Doesn't mean every person will be wiped out, but effectively, they're going to kill a whole bunch of people. And it's going to be so horrifying. Remember, a social cataclysm unlike the world has ever seen. That's the Pike letter. And then read Luke 21 and kind of sounds similar. Like, it's not going to be pretty. So, I don't look forward to it. I was thinking back the other day, way back in Texas, when I was doing my flat earth videos, and I was like, I knew it was the truth. And I said, I'll start World War III over this shit. How arrogant that sounded, saying it. But it's like I was trying to will it to happen. Because again, at that time, I wasn't a Christian. But I remember I always used to talk about, they're not just going to take their ball, their fake globe, and go home and say, oh, you guys win, you caught us. This is not going to a pretty place. And it's taken 10, 11 years, but it's looking more and more every day like we're there. So this whole UFC thing with the 4th of July, the Disclosure movie coming out, I've often wondered, is the beast, the Antichrist, is it going to be like AI? Or is it going to be the aliens, the fallen, masquerading as aliens? Or is it going to be a combination? Now with this whole mythos thing, I'm starting to think it's more of a good cop, bad cop kind of situation. Like, AI will start to destroy the world. And I think that aliens may be the ones to show up to save us. Who knows? But just know, whatever happens, the Antichrist will not show up as some fanged, horned beast drooling blood from all its victims and growling and snarling at you. There's a good chance they are going to come, not only offer to relieve all your debt, but somehow offer you millions, riches. Just picture yourself as Jesus at the mountaintop. That's what it'll offer you. If you just accept this beast system, if you just sign on the dotted line. And at the end of all this, I think that's what it means men's hearts will fail them for fear. I don't know if it means literally their hearts are going to stop beating, but they will not have the power, the willpower, the heart to endure and say, no, whatever's going to happen, if I starve to death, whatever it's going to be, it's not going to be pretty. I don't look forward to it. And again, I'm not putting timelines on anything. It could be a year, 2 years, but the way everything is culminating, they certainly seem to be signaling, even with all this talk of, and propaganda, fog of war, all warfare is based on deception. But, all them talking about this is the Battle of Armageddon. They're signaling, they're programming this, social engineering this, and then calling us crazy when we point. So, stay with Jesus, folks. A lot of crazy stuff going down, but yeah, don't worry about the surveillance in the cars and that. We've been if you're in my pay bracket, we've been priced out of cars. Unless you're one of the brilliant geniuses that wants to take a 15-year car loan to pay for a literal nanny state bait car that they can shut off on you at any time, that'll be dead in 5 years while you're paying your 15-year loan. I don't think my audience is that stupid. God bless you all. We'll talk to you later.